suddenly the opponent, a successful career behind him, but he's got to show that there's something in front of him now. Essuman, by his own estimation, a really poor performance against Harry Scarf, and what a price he paid for it. The prized British and Commonwealth titles sacrificed, and now he's got to start all over again, and there's a whole heap of young men just waiting to get stuck into a fighter like Essuman. And at the front of the queue, deservedly, Richie, is Owen Cooper. He has the youth, he has the power, he's got an explosive energy about him, and he's extremely confident that this could be the moment where he establishes himself. What's your view going into it?
Well, for Owen Cooper, his last contest was probably his best win against Ethan James. They were friends, and Ethan James was really fancied for the contest, but he just blew him away, didn't he, Owen Cooper? It was a tremendous result for him, so he's going into this one on his best career win. And Ekow Essuman, as you said, he's faded a little bit, 35 years of age now, but very experienced, Paul. You know, he had 4 successful defences of his British title. He's known as the engine because of his work rate, so this promises to be a cracker. It really does, just style-wise.
I don't think fitness has ever been a problem. Freshness at this stage in his career, that may have been the issue for Essuman, but he's a very smart man out of the ring, and I know he's done a lot of thinking about why it went wrong. And I've just had a little eye on him, Richie, for the last 24 hours here in Birmingham. He has had the mask on. That is to say, totally focused. He's not been talking to people. He's been waiting for that first bell. It's an early start on a big night for him also. There's another change, Richie. As you know, as a championship fighter, the day is different, but the hour could not come swiftly enough today for Essuman to get back to work, and he's looking nice and sharp here early on. And really, from Cooper's point of view, things might happen against a championship fighter, Richie, a little bit more quickly tonight than previously in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. And style-wise, Paul, they're both fairly good at short and mid-range. See Essuman there with a lovely right hand to the body, but also then you see Owen Cooper does his best work on the inside and at mid-range also. So 2 similar styles actually, but it's got to be a classic case of landing the shots, then moving the head, because you're in punching range. Anything short to mid, you're there to be hit. So you've got to be clever when you're boxing like that. It's got to be 2 and 3 shots maximum, then a little bit of head movement, and then go again. Let's see who can adapt to that sort of style.
The engine setting the pace, but we know how self-confident, with good reason, young Mr. Cooper is, and he's holding his horses, if you like, holding the centre of the ring where possible, not rushing into any silly traps that Essuman is trying to set for him as a wily old-timer. But it shapes to be a good one here in our second live fight on TNT Sports.
Okay, good. Really good start. Listen, need some more sharper. Try and give it a bit more variation with the jab, okay? I need the 1-2 straight down the middle, okay? But early for his left hooks coming in into it, okay? Take your time. Let's work the body if we can a little bit as well, okay? Listen, he's going for 3 or 4 shots sometimes. When you're throwing 1 single, he's coming for 2 or 3, okay? Boom, 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 head movements, okay? Good. Good start. Good start.
Owen Cooper, nice and composed.
Sharp, sharp. Watch that little jab to body. Look at that right hand over the top all the time, okay?
Not used to life at this rarefied level, even in British terms, but of course at his age he's entitled to be very ambitious and looking perhaps longer term if he gets through this against Ekow Essuman and making a mark at a higher level again. Essuman has worn the badge of honour that is the British title for so long and with such pride. Born in Botswana, he came to England as a youngster with his father, who was studying at Nottingham University. Built his career in Nottingham. He's proud of all of that. I'm not going to say he's the most exciting welterweight, even from the city of Nottingham, if you think about Jawed Khalik years ago, Richie. But what a great servant he has been, and he's in no mood to be written out the plot. And he started in that fashion, I think.
He started this second round really well here, Ekow Essuman, switching the attack, body to head, head to body. You know, he's got that nickname, the engine, as I said before, and he's really shown it here. He stepped on the gas and he's gone through the gears early on in this round, I think, just to establish getting the lead in the round. I thought he probably just nicked the first round, to be quite honest, in terms of the quality of the punching. but he certainly started the first minute of this round very well indeed. So Owen Cooper has got listen to his corner. His corner was saying that they want to see a little bit more head movement. We spoke about that also. Like I say, when you're in punching range, it's okay hitting the target, but you've got to avoid punches as well, and that's what his corner wants.
That's nice from Cooper. I must say, even as a novice, I really like the look of this kid. He's got a bit of attitude to go with the obvious skills. And there's been a certain degree of confidence behind Owen Cooper through the first stages of his career. Remember, it's only his 11th pro fight tonight. 21st of Essuman's career.
That was a super right uppercut there from Essuman on the inside. Belting shot and a right hand over the top as well. Cooper started just to come back into it this second minute of this round though, Paul. He's boxing a little bit better, but there, that uppercut was a cracking shot from Essuman.
Boxing in his family bloodline, of course. Cooper, his father, was a pro, Steve, in the early 2000s. And as Richard's rightly said, he is settling for me, Cooper, in this second round.
Yeah, starting to box a little bit better now. The odd feint with the front foot. He's turning that jab sometimes into a hook as he's coming forward. Little screw shot there as he's also coming forward. So a little bit of variation now and just finding his range better, Owen Cooper.
Someone trying to find him downstairs with that little snappy right hook underneath. Cooper saw it coming. 3 scoring judges tonight, including Britain's Michael Alexander, but 2 from Germany in Frank Maas and Sven Griefer. And it shapes to be a compelling contest, 2 rounds in. Good stuff here. Let's hand you over straight away now to Danny Jameson backstage. Of course, from Nottingham, and Ekow Essuman is a fighter apparently all the kids in Nottingham have been looking up to in recent years, Richie. Such an all-round pro,
yeah,
dedicated,
good shots
role model.
Good shots on the inside there, Paul. Those uppercuts that we just shown from Ekow Essuman's work. I just thought he nicked that round as well. I thought the second round was definitely closer, but for me, again, Essuman just had the quality in the punch that just edged it, but not a lot in this contest at all.
Cooper in his corner have certainly thought about this. They're giving him a few angles. Malcolm Melvin is in the corner. Good strategist. But the pace is just a little hot for me, for Cooper at the moment. And that's to be expected going up to this level. So he's got to adjust to that, Richie. But he's been chased around the ring a few times here.
I think Essuman is working slightly better on the inside, Paul, when he gets up close. And that's what Owen Cooper's strength as well. But Cooper's got to probably use his jab a little bit more and just to offset Essuman's his attacks and just to stifle those attacks with that jab in his face. That's better work there from Cooper, much better.
That's the trademark that we've seen on the way through from 4-round level up from Cooper. He sets the throw jab, then it's actually just a reverse of it, isn't it, Richie? Finishes with the jab, and it's a very effective tool that he's got. That's a bit more of the orthodox approach, but Essuman is seeing some of those coming, and he just stepped out of range at the last millisecond there. And again.
You just see Owen Cooper now just starting to get into his rhythm a little bit more. He's moving his head. That's lovely work there from him again, avoiding shots as Essuman's coming forward. I think if anything, Essuman's probably got to up the tempo a little bit, Paul. I think Owen Cooper's starting to control the pace. He's doing better in this round, and he's keeping Essuman at bay, working better with his jab. So he's getting to grips with it, and this is a better round for me for Owen Cooper at this stage.
Little by little, beginning to work his way into it from the centre of the ring. Just begs the question whether Ekow Essuman can keep on pouring it on at the age of 35 the way he did maybe 5 years ago when he was establishing himself.
Yeah, maybe you're feeling the pace a little bit, I don't know. Not a bad right hand from Essuman, gets caught with the left hook, which was a much more effective shot from Cooper. And I think Cooper's sensing it as well, that even at this stage, Essuman is just getting a little bit more tired. And that's encouraging Cooper to come on that front foot even more.
He's quite short, isn't he, at 5'8", Cooper. But again, the early impressions that I had of him is that he was happy in his own skin as a boxer. That's to say, he knew the style he was trying to really perfect. Little no-look Essuman, which kind of tells us that the pressure's come on a little bit more, really. Good work from Cooper in that third round.
Every time he backs up, you look at the time. Yes. Okay? Take your time to get there, okay? Listen, first 2 minutes of the round, jab his fucking head off. Yes. Do you know what I'm saying? Then you start to try to get a little bit dull cold. Listen, it will come, mate. Okay. Okay, so take your time. Good. How you feeling? Really good. Listen, you're boxing beautiful, mate. Boxing beautiful. Do a little bit more body work and get there, you know what I mean? I need a few more 1-2s, short. Okay, you can't miss them, okay? Try me on, then one's there, coming round, try me through the middle, right in the middle, okay? Keep that head moving. Don't get no shots.
That was a great round, great round. Come on. Get clear. Sharp with that jab.
Listen, you can make it as easy as possible if you want, okay? Okay? Don't get too relaxed. Don't get too relaxed, okay? Come on.
That little inter-round sequence started with Malcolm Melvin complimenting his man on how well he did in that third round, and Owen Cooper is beginning to settle into the job at this elevated level for him and against Ekow Essuman, the former long-reigning British champion, and indeed Commonwealth title holder as well, for good measure. And along the way, Richie, he couldn't quite take the step into proper world class. He certainly earned a high ranking, so there's a great deal in the knowledge bank that Cooper is delving into here.
Yeah, and it's turning into a cracking contest, as we expected, Paul. Some good work there from Essuman, but Cooper come back. And like I say, I think when Essuman ups the pace, then it gives Owen Cooper more problems to try and sort out. And now, quality work from both boxers in at mid-range. What a punch that was.
Essuman trying to underline to Cooper that boxing at this level is a little bit different.
Yeah, and he's doing well here, Essuman. I think that Cooper there just made that mistake of just staying on those ropes a little bit too long there, Paul, inviting the pressure. And Essuman really took the contest to him.
Only 7 stoppage wins for Essuman, but that doesn't mean he cannot punch properly, and he has been punching properly. But again, Cooper, the younger man, the unbeaten man, the one full of self-confidence, now getting back in his rhythm, reclaiming the centre of the ring. He took 1 or 2 big shots, but he wears them well.
Yeah, and Cooper again getting into the rhythm, isn't he? As he's coming forward, the odd little feint with the front foot, he's bobbing and weaving, waiting for Essuman to throw a shot so he can counter on the front foot. So it's good boxing from Cooper. Again, he's starting to box his type of fight, Paul, coming forward, moving that head.
I think the corner liked the shot to the body, but Essuman took most of the sting out of it. But there's certainly been a change in the plot in the second half of this round. Found him with the left again. Cooper has a great little right hand off the other side, with Essuman still thinking about the first shot. And through the middle this time.
Yeah, short little left uppercut, wasn't it? Went through the middle there, followed up with the right hand, and again, side to side, bobbing and weaving. There's that feint with the front foot. I love that, Paul. That's a nice bit of skill there from Owen Cooper.
Terrific fight, isn't it? And what I love most about Cooper, Richie, the first shot, as the idea was right there, the first shot is always thrown with bad intentions.
Yeah? You did a good first set, you kind of made him come back a little bit. Okay. Yeah? You should have kept popping him with a jab and kept him off. Okay. Yeah?
You've got to do 4s and 6s. Boom, boom, double up. More work rate, yeah? We're on it.
Otherwise, this coming up now 6.
No, 5.
Round 5. Look. Yeah?
Yeah.
More head movement.
Turn to me.
That's what I want from you.
Okay,
I don't want you touching with that jab. I don't want him touching
back,
that jab.
everybody.
React to it. Yeah?
Essuman early in that round, Richie. Cooper late in it, but how are the judges going to decide it, I wonder?
Yeah, we shall see. Good work this was from Essuman early on in the round, but Cooper certainly finished the last minute and a half. He was in control. I've got it even now, Paul. I think Cooper just edged back into it the last couple of rounds.
Cooper has been watching the big names in this welterweight division for the last couple of years, perhaps asking, well, when my time come to really try to show I belong. Of course, Essuman's standing in British terms, demoted by the defeat to Harry Scarf. But there doesn't seem to me to be a lot between some of these guys in the top 10. Cooper looks right at home in that level of company. Might be the start of something big tonight on a bigger audience, live on TNT Sports on a big show like this. I know it's not his first taste of it, but certainly in terms of the test, it's by far his biggest test. As Essuman tries to pin him on the ropes as he did a couple of rounds ago. This time it's in the Essuman corner. Doesn't look to be any panic from Cooper, I must say.
Terrific right uppercut there from Essuman on the inside. And again, he's gambling here, Essuman, because he's putting a lot of work, a lot of energy. He's spending a lot of energy here, Paul, trying to literally catch Cooper with a big shot. It's all Essuman at the moment. This was similar to the previous round, remember, and then Cooper came back that last minute and a half. But nevertheless, Essuman really going for it and gambling a little bit here because he's putting a lot into it.
Got to know, Richie, there's still a long way to go, even though this is 10 rounds and he's well used to doing 12, of course. These are hard rounds.
Yeah, they
That's
are
also
indeed.
a factor, isn't it? And Cooper again emerges with credit. He never got any panic there, no signal of distress. Back to the centre of the ring, and he goes back about his own business, full of belief. Great little right hand over the top this time. He's got so many shots, hasn't he? A lot of variety.
Shot. Yeah, lovely 1-2 there from Cooper, boxing at range, and that's what I think Essuman has got to do occasionally, Paul. Use that jab and try and stifle that attack from Cooper as he comes forward, but that's a big shot.
Here comes Cooper. Not many times in his career that Essuman has looked likely to be knocked down or out, but not sure how well he took that sequence, the fusillade there from Owen Cooper.
So similar pattern to the last round, Paul, isn't it? Essuman strong early on, and the last minute and a half or so, and Cooper starting to come on strong again and catching Essuman with the eye-catching punches.
Left hand after the right hand this time. They're all heavy shots as well, and again just the sense there that Essuman's foot slipped. The legs just began to do a little bit of a dance. But as fit as he is, he has recovered from that. That little question mark has passed, but there might be others to follow.
Big deep breath. Give me 2 big deep breaths. Fucking brilliant. How you feeling?
Good.
Listen, enjoy this.
Yes.
Enjoy this, but don't stop.
Good work there. Lovely straight 1-2 from Cooper. That was excellent towards the end of the round. Right hand over the top. So these are the eye-catching shots from Cooper. Essuman, remember, did a lot of good work early on in the round, but towards the end, Cooper catching the judge's eyes with some cracking punches like those.
And there, sit, bring him up. Sit, bring him up. Bring him up. Okay. Try and roll if you can. If he's small, you just there.
He's reliving his boxing youth here tonight, isn't he, Malcolm Melvin?
Anything mid-range.
His trademark was, I never give a man an easy night. And Cooper's got that in him as well. Another thing I like about him, Richie.
Yeah. I remember Malcolm Melvin when he boxed for Birmingham City Amateur Boxing Club years ago as an amateur. Yeah, indeed. Under Frank O'Sullivan, he was an absolutely fantastic trainer, and he still is.
Bob Williams calls a halt. Just a little bit of water in the Essuman corner. And on we go. Cooper from the centre of the ring. Essuman has been winning the first minutes in some of these rounds. But as the fight heads toward the halfway point, we're at it now actually, then Cooper will take a great deal of self-confidence from the fact that he's not been panicked, he's not been rushed into his work particularly. He's taken everything that Essuman has thrown at him, and he's lived with the pace that Essuman has tried to set.
It's a fight that's swinging this way than that, isn't it? You see Essuman occasionally on that front foot going forward, and then as the round goes on, Cooper seems to follow the same pattern of getting into a rhythm and then really pushing on, and probably catches the judge's eyes towards the end of the round that may be nicking the rounds, Paul, but there's not a lot in it. There really isn't. I think I've got it 3 rounds to 2 now for Owen Cooper, but that could be the other way as well, so it's a close fight, this.
Richie, he seems to me, Cooper, to be a very tricky customer, even if he's still relatively useful. Remember, only his 11th pro fight tonight. You can have 35 pro fights, but you don't fight too many kids like him, do you, style-wise?
No, you don't, and you know, he's got a good work rate. And I like his general movement, Owen Cooper, side to side. He's thinking about his defence, he's thinking about avoiding shots as well as scoring, and that's what boxing's all about. No, not just landing shots, but obviously defending and getting out of the way of punches, and that's what he does very well, Owen Cooper. There's an example of that there.
So Essuman tries to pin his man, and he does find the mark this time, and Cooper needed to get off the ropes. He knew that instinctively, but Essuman is all for pinning in there and really going about it, largely to their head here. Wants to come underneath, because Essuman underneath might find the target. I know he's got a bit of height on him. It's a great response by Cooper, but it's only one big left. Essuman's so determined, Richie, to make up for the defeat against Harry Scott. So determined to show all the youngsters that he's still a force.
What a sustained attack that is, Paul, from Ekow Essuman. We were just singing the praises of Owen Cooper, but look at Essuman really going for it. And he's pinned Cooper on those ropes. Another right hand from him, Paul.
And Cooper's hurt this time. Cooper is in deep trouble. He's gone. The left did the damage. A sensational salvo just past the midway point from Ekow Essuman. Cooper bounces onto his feet with all the exuberance and hope of youth. But now he's in a proper fight for the first time. And Essuman might have his measure.
Absolutely incredible stuff. What a turnaround there. And what on the bell, Paul, from Ekow Essuman.
The referee, Bob Williams, looked very closely at Cooper as he walked back to the corner, and trust me, it was a slow walk, and he looked uncertain on his feet all the way back. It's time for a rethink.
An incredible turnaround. We were talking about how well Owen Cooper was doing, and then all of a sudden Ekow Essuman pinned him on the ropes, and Cooper held his feet and gets caught with a left hook there, and Essuman just kept it going. Then he pins him in the corner here, catching with another left hook, and he just kept the pressure on, Paul, sustained pressure, and eventually goes down. What a round for Ekow Essuman, and he needed it.
Yes. Yeah? Suck it up. Come on. Big go sit.
Must apologise, of course, for the language. Anybody offended by that? Beyond our control. Cooper's got to find a way to re-establish some control here, because Essuman senses victory coming out for the 7th round.
Yeah, Essuman has just got to step on the gas and keep it going. Cooper's got a jab, and he's got to move and just create a bit of space and the gap between himself and Essuman. But this is what Essuman has got to do, Paul. Keep him on them ropes here. Here he goes again.
Bob Williams is poised. Williams watched him very closely at the end of the preceding round. Cooper's got to show that he's still throwing. He's suddenly looking a bit reluctant, but how much has Essuman put into the last 3 minutes of action or so? Does he too need a breather? Can he possibly continue the pace, the piston-like shots from all angles, raining down on Owen Cooper? Cooper now really knows what it means, 10 or 12 rounds to be in a big fight.
Absolutely, and Essuman smells victory, doesn't he? He knows that he's got to keep this pace up if he's going to get this win and get a stoppage win here. So Essuman has put a lot into it, just trying to regroup now, but he's got to get on that front foot again. And the slower the pace, that will suit Cooper. He can recover. So Essuman, again, he's got to gamble and go for it here.
That mask of concentration that I mentioned surrounding Ekow Essuman's features throughout the last 48 hours of the build-up to this fight here in Birmingham. The countenance has been unchanged throughout this fight. He's not even breathing heavily, and it was always said about him that he's at new levels in his gym for fitness. We're still seeing that tonight. And in the corner, they're saying to him, just take your time. They sense that Cooper is there for the taking. It's another big right hand from Essuman.
Cooper's got to move, Paul. He keeps making this mistake of holding the feet on the ropes. That invites the pressure, and that's what Essuman wants. So Essuman he's finding a way. He's just his own style, then he's imposing on Cooper, and it's working.
Cooper tested like never before in his young career. Unbeaten, confidence in his ability, and there is lots of ability, as we've seen in the first half of this fight, but this is now a different affair. This asks a different question. This asks about a young man, are you really willing to do what it takes sometimes to go to championship level?
I think it's been a good round for Essuman again, though, Paul, to be quite honest. You know, he's got through it, Cooper, most definitely, and that will give him a bit of encouragement and confidence. That's not a bad right hand there for him. But overall, another good round, I think, for Ekow Essuman. But how much is left? What a good shot again from Essuman there.
Thrilling stuff.
Took it up.
There's a nick over the right eye of Essuman.
Yo, watch that coming.
Jimmy Gill, another of the real well-respected old-timers from Nottingham, is at work on the cut.
Good work again from Essuman, keeping Cooper on the ropes. For me, it's the wrong thing to do. He's just holding those feet and coming square, and Essuman's taking advantage of that. Just left and right, big hooks going in. Left hook there that went in, that was a good shot. And Cooper eventually got through it, but lost the round for me.
Stop doing the jab. As he comes in, step 1, 2. Keep stepping as he comes. He needs you to step. You to stop, and he's going to throw. He can't go unless he steps. He's going to step and throw. Come on, off the rope.
Quite telling, isn't it, in that Cooper corner? They have been through the ringer over the last 2 rounds, but it's business as usual, Richie. Here we go again.
Yeah, Malcolm Melvin, what he's talking about there, he wants him just to adjust his feet and keep the gap. He can see that Essuman is closing that gap and really putting it on at short range to Cooper. So he knows that Cooper's got to hit, he's got to move and just maintain a gap between him and Essuman.
Very tight in the early stages, back and forth in all of the rounds, but mid-rounds, Essuman has found a higher gear and tremendous accuracy. Perhaps now it is required of Cooper that he responds with something. He's used to dominating in fights, remember, and having control of it, Richie. This one is completely up in the air, really, with, what, 8, 9 and 10 to go, 3 rounds. And he's been asked questions he's never encountered before.
Yeah, it's a fairly close fight, isn't it? No question. But Essuman, the experience of Essuman as well, he has paid dividends here, Paul. Knows how to pace himself. We thought he looked a little bit tired from about round 3. Got a second wind, and then he's really come on strong and found another gear, most certainly.
There you go, Sean.
Cooper perhaps just trying to find his rhythm again that was so effective at times in the first part of the fight. Another thought just crosses my mind here, Richie. If only Essuman had delivered performances like this a bit more often when he was the British champion. There was a tendency to just coast over the line to victory in points wins a bit too often. better from Cooper.
You can hear the Cooper corner saying about keep on the jab. They want that gap between him and Essuman. Essuman knows he's got to go forward, got to close that gap down, and that's when he has his most successes, when he pins Cooper onto the ropes.
But Cooper, Richie, in this round, is keeping that distance much better, isn't he?
Yeah, much better. The pace has slowed a little bit, so they're both probably feeling the pace, but that's probably suited Cooper just to use that jab and keep his range a little bit better here. Owen Cooper.
Some excellent recovery this by Cooper, considering that he looked in deep, deep trouble, 4 or 5 minutes ago. It was a great right hand, and it whizzed by the bridge of the nose. It didn't quite connect with Essuman, but Essuman didn't see it, and that's a great encouragement to Cooper that he could yet find the equaliser.
Yeah, some good work there from Cooper as Essuman approaches, and very cleverly there just gets off the rope, because Essuman wanted him to hold his feet so he could reply with the better shots on the inside there.
What a great start to the night, and in among all the big names among the men tonight, how about this? This lady could easily be the top of the bill for me on many an occasion. What a career she has had, Chantel Cameron. But it's all a brand new start tonight for Chantel Cameron on TNT Sports. New promoter, new trainer, a whole new beginning, or so she hopes to prove to us tonight. For all she's achieved so far, and the unforgettable meetings with Katie Taylor, eyes only on the future, starting here tonight. It's all there to be won and lost. How do you weigh it all up at this point, Richie?
It's really close. A lot of these rounds are close, Paul, aren't they? The biggest round for Essuman, obviously, is that 10-8 round that he had. But let's have a look. I've got it, yeah, point for Ekow Essuman. There's nothing in it, and that could be the other way around also. It's really close, Paul.
3 scoring judges at ringside tonight. Essuman at the start of the round. Back to what brought him such success in the 7th round in particular, and Cooper's pinned on the ropes. He just can't afford to do that. He got away with it once, but maybe he won't get away with it again, Richie.
You can't afford to make those type of mistakes, you see. He's done that again and got caught with a couple of big shots. He's got off the ropes pretty quickly, because when you're on the ropes, Paul, your feet come square, your target comes square, and you become an easy target to hit. And that's why he's made the mistake too many times. And he started this round, but very smartly got back to the centre of the ring, where he does his best boxing.
In that Cooper corner, they're saying it's a nice jab, but you need to throw it 2s, not 1s.
Essuman now just trying to time that right hand over the top as Cooper is throwing the jab. That's why Cooper's probably got to throw the double jab, which is much more difficult to actually defend against. A single jab, you can the defender can come back with that right hand over the top, and that's what Essuman is trying to bring him onto.
And in the Essuman corner, they're saying, you're the 12-round fighter, remember that. The one with all the experience. Tested in the fire on many an occasion. He's shown his quality. The quality is still there, absolutely. But there's, as we said at the start, a queue of young men who think we can start knocking off guys like Essuman. They've been around a bit too long, and the subplot to this fight is Essuman having none of it. Good right hand from Essuman.
Yeah, showing his quality here now, Ekow Essuman on the outside, the odd single shot getting through. But that's what I like from Cooper, as he's coming forward, bobbing and weaving, looking for the, very reactive and looking for the openings and the opportunities to land those hooks on the inside, or the right hand over the shot, over the top. That's what he's looking for going forward. There it is, the right hand!
That nearly cleaned Essuman out of the ring and all the way back into Birmingham, but he's on his feet. Essuman saw it coming, maybe got out of the way of some of the force, and it's just as well, because it would be over. But Cooper senses that it could be over now for him. Essuman's feet will not move. What a turn around in this fight.
What a punch that was from Owen Cooper. We were just talking about how he's walking forward, bobbing and weaving, looking for big shots, and he whips one over the top, Paul. Peach of a punch.
They're rushing in from the bars and the walkways around the arena here to see it. They can hear the crowd going absolutely crazy inside. What a round of boxing.
Give that water, give that water.
Over there. Come on. Listen, he's fucking gone. Now, but take your time, okay? But I need to throw a few more shots, okay? Come on, listen. You're missing that right hand too much, but the beat's going to get there.
What a punch that was, Paul. Let's have a look at it here. Just whips it over the top. How did Ekow Essuman get up from that, Paul? That is an absolute cracking shot. Cooper probably won't throw a better right hand than that in his whole career. Bang on the button, and Ekow Essuman got up. Fair play to him. What a round of boxing.
All on this round. Come on.
We have to apologise again for the language
Defend, tight
in
guard.
the corners.
You've been blocking it all night. Yeah. One shot and landed.
Bob Williams brings them together at the start of this 10 round. This would have graced the British title, let alone the English title, which was mooted for this. It's only, and I say only in inverted commas, for Cooper's much prized European welterweight belt, the WBO version, and of course its value as a ranking. And now Essuman responds, and it's Cooper who's backed away into the corner, and Cooper is down, and it is over. Essuman finds more at the start of the 10th round, a salvo which Owen Cooper could not answer. It's a great victory for Ekow Essuman in the corner where he very nearly seemed finished himself. Only what? 90 seconds ago.
Unbelievable, Paul. What a response from Ekow Essuman. We just spoke about Owen Cooper's producing that right hand. What a left hook that was from Ekow Essuman. Again, he won't throw a better shot than that. He's turned this contest literally on his head. I thought he was just behind going into the final round. It was anyone's fight, and Ekow Essuman has come up with the goods. He's produced a knockout, was a sensational punch. What a left hook that was.
The celebrations are mooted. Over in the far corner, Owen Cooper is being attended to. They understand that, of course. The Essuman camp. Owen Cooper came out for that 10th round believing that it was to be his moment. Fortunes can change in an instant in boxing.
Incredible stuff, Paul, it really was, wasn't it? And Owen Cooper, the way he got up from his stool and coming out for that last round, he looked really, really confident. He's bobbing and weaving. He was going to go for it himself. And Ekow Essuman has just jumped on him. And there's the applause now. That's brilliant, Paul. Everyone's up on their feet, clapping Owen Cooper, because what a fight this has been. And there's the victor there.
Absolutely everything, Richie.
Let's have a look. There's that left hook. And then he pins him in the corner, and then a couple of big shots that went in. But it was that left hook that did all the damage. That's the right hand, left hook on the inside. There it is there. And that's in the corner, and that's when he put the 2 and 3 shots together to finish it off.
Two fighters producing top-line performances, and well done to the referee also, Bob Williams, in there as quickly as he could be. And I'm delighted to say that Cooper is standing. He's been helped onto the stool now, and he's got to sit down. He's still receiving the oxygen. The doctor attending to him, of course, but at this precise time, there is no sense of urgency. And while Essuman celebrates, it might be the time to let the corner know, Richie, that Matt Boziat, our statsman, has found out that Cooper was ahead on all 3 cards by 3 points. So it was a knockout victory on nothing for Essuman.
Well, I had it closer than that. I had him ahead, but I thought it was a lot closer. And a lot of those rounds were hard to score because Essuman did well in the early part of the rounds, and then Cooper came back in the latter part of the rounds to impress those judges, but they had Cooper 3 up. I was a little bit surprised at that, but nevertheless, Essuman had to pull it out the bag, and he's done that. That was superb.
It's electric in here already tonight, and this man from Nottingham, Ezra Taylor, will certainly be buoyed. He may have heard already that Essuman has pulled it out tonight. We are told Ezra Taylor at light heavyweight is facing a real lively customer from Barcelona in Carlos Alberto Lamela, the Cuban. And that's coming next here on TNT Sports. He's acting cool now. We'll see what happens when they get in here in a few minutes' time. To Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 23 seconds of round number 10. Your winner by way of technical knockout and new WBO European welterweight champion, Ekow, the Engine Essuman.
With typical boxer understatement, Owen Cooper just went to Essuman and said, good fight.